Okay, I don't know how to feel about this. It's epic. It's awesome. And up. Ah. Alright, so that thing. Okay, fine. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think how I'm gonna do the intro. I'm gonna do like a little skit intro or whatever. But this is episode C, probably the easiest one to remember right now, of Samurai Jack. The second to last episode, apparently. I like it, but then also I just hate something that they did in it, which kind of sucks. Okay, so basically it continues exactly where the last one left off. Oh wait, we're dirty. We probably shouldn't be kissing with all this guck on us. And yes, I just made out with my sword apparently. I'm sorry, Darksaber. But so let me think. Fuck, let me think. Alright, so basically exactly where last left off, except the music. They're kissing while they're all dirty and they're like, wait, we taste terrible. Ashi goes to go take some clothes off. They actually like the little chemistry that they have here a lot. Where like they're like, bye. They're all like a little timid towards each other, which I really love. Bye. Ashi leaves. Jack goes outside to take a shower with his water rushing down on him. And Ashi, after finding some clothes, like a jacket from, I guess, one of the inmates, I guess, or the security, she takes Jack's robes back, sees Jack naked, smiles, and then leaves. She likes him, and she likes what she sees, apparently. But, so, Jack smiles, goes, puts his clothes on, but then he looks in the mirror, and then sees bearded Jack, and I'm just like, oh, I'm happy he's back. And it's kind of like an opposite now, where as bearded Jack, he saw his past self, and like his past kind of angered him, I guess, or shit, like, you were a failure. But now it's kind of the other way around. It's like saying, don't become me again, I guess. But so Jack and Ashi eat some food that they catch. They're having fun. I actually like the part where like they're eating like these weird squishy things, and they say it's squishy when they're eating it. And Jack's like, this is okay. It's okay. It's okay. And Ashley's like, really? Would you like some more? And she knows it's terrible too. But she's like, really? Would you like some more? And Jack's like, no. And Jack's being nice. They're eating, and Jack even talks about his homeland back when he was 8 years old before he went on his, training. It kind of makes him a little bit sad, especially when he's talking about it. He says, it's the only time I'll ever see the past again is in my memories. And Ashi and Jack then fall asleep. Ashi feels a little bit bad, wakes up, Jack is gone, and all this is all going on simultaneously. Skymouse is heading to Aku's lair with a octopus body. Goes to basically what equates to a McDonald's drive-through of Aku, but the Aku, that's all I do is just like, I am not taking any more phone calls today or requests. Go away. Scaramouche sneaks inside and says, brings Aku up and says, hey there, Aku babe. Look here. Jackie boy don't got his sword. Which, of course, he does. And Aku's like, oh yeah, and even gives Scaramouche back his body. Scaramouche and Aku is like, oh yeah, which one, the voice actor for Aku, it's alright for like depressed Aku, but when he's supposed to be comedic and stuff, it doesn't sound, he still sounds like a depressed Aku, even when he's supposed to sound like kind of a happier Aku at some points, so that kind of sucks, but it's still pretty, most of it's pretty still funny, though again, like the voice just doesn't, it sounds a bit like Aku, like someone's trying to do the impression of Aku, but it still sounds kind of wrong. It sounds more like a depressed Aku, which it works for, but then for a happy Aku, it doesn't. But it gets a little bit better later on in the episode. But Jack starts wandering the desert and just so happens to find the Valley of Dead Warriors, all of them trying to get to the time portal. And I'm like, oh, this is it. This is where he's gonna meet the Guardian. He's gonna find the last time portal and be like, this is my way home. This is my way back. And you know, just like that's the last time portal. That is what's way back. And like maybe there's gonna be like, okay, maybe he has to decide like whether he is gonna go back to the past to stop all this, but then he'll lose Ashi too, because I forgot to mention his old self appears in his image and tells him, this has never happened before. Be careful. They don't want to lose Ashi. And like I'm thinking like, okay, maybe it's gonna be something like that. Like he's gonna come here. Maybe he's not strong enough yet, and he's gonna have to fight the Guardian again, or maybe the Guardian will say like, you're ready now, or like, but will you, be able to leave behind what you. Will you be able to leave behind what you've made here, or all those people you've met? Because there's the thing though. If Jack goes back to the past and stops Aku's tyranny from the beginning, all of this will never happen. All of Samurai, I don't know if anyone, I'm pretty sure a lot of people know this, but like it's just, if he does go back, all of this will never happen. Everything will be as if Aku never existed. So, that's kind of the dilemma. And I'm thinking, okay, is there going to be kind of a dilemma like that? Is like, is that what's going to happen? Which also, now that I think about it, Jack never aging. And let's say that ability sticks with him. If he did go back to the past and defeat Aku, or steal Aku away in the underworld or whatever, it would still lead up to Bleedman's comic book of Powerpuff Girls to Shinji. It's just that Jack never ages, so he lived all the way to the modern day era. I just kind of thought of that in my head. That's kind of cool. But Jack goes, and then he's like, all right, here it is, the last time portal, the one place Aku can never get to because the Guardian is too OP mother fluffer awesomeness to be defeated by Aku. No, it's broken. It's effing destroyed. It's freaking cut in half, broken, shattered, and you see the freaking Guardian's glasses on the ground smashed and cracked. I'm like, what the living? Oh! Well, what is going to happen? Is Aku going to open up a time portal and send Jack to the past? Or is Ashi going to have the ability to open a time portal? Because, a little bit of a spoiler for later on in the review, Ashi is the daughter of Aku, and apparently has some of his abilities. Will she be able to open up the time portal and send him back? And then will Ashi then go back in time too because she's Aku's daughter, so maybe her powers can displace her out of the time, same way Aku's powers displace Jack out of time, so time not having an effect on her, therefore she's kind of her own paradox, and therefore can live in the past with Jack. Is that how this is going to happen? Probably. But Jack goes there, sees it's destroyed, sees the glass is destroyed, and Ashi apparently snuck up on him and goes, Jack, why did you leave? And I'm just thinking, you're lucky we know you're a ninja, and, we like you, unless we think us in any other kind of situation, we think you're kind of a stalker. But in any case, Jack says, I forgot what he said. He said that he didn't want to lose Ashi. He didn't want Ashi to become just a memory, which, in the end, she kind of would have been if you would have done that. But I think he means more, he wanted her to be alive and not just a memory. Ashi said, I'm never going to leave you, Jack. And of course, Aku comes up with Scaramouche. They come up all epically like, hello, samurai. A little birdie told me something very interesting. Scaramouche comes out. Yo, babe, I told him that Jackie boy lost the only weapon that could defeat Aku in the entire universe. I'm probably doing those voices very wrong. But then, of course, Jack pulls out his sword. Jack pulls out his sword, wields it, and I love that part where he's like, Aku just like, looks at Scaramouche's head just explodes. It's just, boo! Just like, yeah. Oh, jeez. But, then now leads to Jack trying to attack Aku. Aku's running away, but then Aku sniffs the air and goes, "Hold on a minute. I smell something very familiar." Opens a hole in his body and Jack just falls through it. We're trying to cut him, and Aku's like, "I smell me." Goes to Ashi and just starts sniffing her and goes, You have me inside of you. And I'm just like, that could be taken the wrong way. Another double entendre. But he's like, but when would I have ever? Oh yes! He teleports, basically it's flashback to when, I don't know, I guess 9 months earlier. Or maybe it was a rapid regeneration. I don't know again. We don't have no idea how old that. Again, if that was a time lapse of past events to future events, it didn't set it up so well. Because again, I'm still assuming that Ashi is still about maybe a week or two old. Aku goes to the Aku thinks about it and he apparently goes to those worshiping him and looks at the statue of Aku and goes, nice likeness. But let me give you something even better. Pours his. I thought he was just gonna appear for all. He's gonna go, let's. But no, that's not what he does. He goes, or I need to. But no, they're not going that straight up rated R. But he pours like his essence into a cup. Apparently, Ashi's mother drinks the cup, and this then spawns everything that happened in the first episode. I'm assuming it may have taken 9 months. I'm not sure, but so Aku probably would have remembered it easier. In any case, let me think. Jack then goes to try to attack Aku, but then suddenly you see Aku do something with his eyes or whatever, and Ashi suddenly blocks Jack's sword and goes, Ashi, what are you doing? Ashi goes, it's not me, Jack. And Aku then he plays Puppet Master saying, oh yes it is. She would never let Daddy get hurt. Daddy dearest get hurt. And then it goes a pretty good fight between Ashi and Jack as they're fighting each other. Ashi picked up a random sword. They're fighting each other. They're battling through like these giant titans all destroyed around. And Aku's talking with a dead robot going, they grow up, you try to raise them right, and they go trying to mingle with your worst enemy. But but then like towards the end of the fight, Jack, or like not in the middle of the fight, Jack goes, you see Ashi, if you want to defeat him, you need to be your best. And your best is me! And he then uses his powers and you see the blackness start to overcome Ashi again over her legs, body, went over her clothes for some reason. Went over her clothes, went all over her. You see her start to change. You see the horns come out. And you see just like, she basically looked like the offspring of Aku and the beast from over the garden wall. And I look at him like, that's the beast! Actually, you know what? Maybe Samurai Jack and Over the Garden Wall are actually in the same universe, which technically, I think all of Cartoon Network's ones are technically in the same universe. Since like, what is it, back in the early 2000s, late 90s, they had like, between cartoons, like every Friday or whatever, they would have like a little like overview of all the cartoons, and like it would be like the Powerpuff Girls flying over like Johnny Bravo's house and stuff like that, and like all these, like they're all in the same they were all in the same universe, kind of, and then they would all go up together for Friday cartoons or whatnot. So you know what? Maybe. But Jack, I'm trying to think. But Ashi then turns into, and then also has the fiery eyebrows, and basically starts fighting Aku. I love the design of it too, the simple black design. It's freaking awesome. But starts fighting Jack, beating him, and that basically beats him, and Jack cuts Ashi, and then you see Ashi's face appear out of the blackness and goes, Jack, kill me! You have to kill me! And Jack's like, no, Ashi, no! And also, Jack says that you can beat Aku from the inside, that's inside her. And I was thinking, yeah, he would know this, since, it's kind of happened to him before earlier season, which actually, I actually really like that episode. That's one of my favorites too. When Aku Jack comes out. Jack is like, no, I can't do this, Ashi, I can't! And Ashi gets taken over again, beats Jack, knocks Jack down, or knocks the sword out of his hands. Aku picks up the sword, or knocks the sword out, about to kill Jack, and Aku goes, no, wait! Aku picks up the sword and goes, ah! And it's a picture of Aku holding a sword, Jack on the ground, and Ashi standing over Jack with her flaming sword. And then it just goes, watcha! Episode C, and bow my Jack, samurai Jack. And then it goes into, then I waited for the end credits to be like, well, what's the next one gonna have? And they just show clips of, throughout this season, just goes, it all led up to this, the final episode of Samurai Jack. And I'm just like, fudge! And the reason why I love and hate this episode, I love, one, we have confirmed now that Ashi is in fact the daughter of Aku. And also that she does have Aku powers. Two, I like that bit. I like the more with Ashi and Jack being together. Jack kind of has, some love in this. But then also, but also, the Guardian is dead, and so is the Time Portal, which is supposed to be where Jack is supposed to go back through time. They didn't show the Guardian's body, so maybe he is still alive somewhere, and maybe he can repair the Time Portal. Especially since this Time Portal seemed to be not even just the Time Portal. This Time Portal was alive and even told the Guardian, hey, hold on a second. He's supposed to pass through me. He is the one who's supposed to use this Time Portal. But now the Time Portal's destroyed, and it's just, I don't know. I'm hoping still, I'm holding out that is still where Jack will, but like they're just showing us like, hey, you remember this Time Portal? Yeah, it looks destroyed, but don't worry, it's actually going to come back later. Or so in the last episode or something. I'm hoping that is the case, and that it's fixed, because, again, it's supposed to be that Jack is supposed to come out as the older Jack during this fight, unless the episode from now till the next one is supposed to take place under a couple, I don't know how long, this for Jack to grow his beard back so he can look all old and kingly again. I wonder if that's gonna happen, or if they're just gonna be like, nope, right after the fact, Ashi's gonna go back, or something like that, or like Ashi, I don't know. Like I kind of do want a little bit of a time skip only so that we can have the older looking Jack again with the long beard. Like Ashi was kind of like the one thing holding him to becoming samurai, the white robed samurai that we know, or Ronin technically. But now he's going back to his old kingly way, and like then we have the Scotsman kind of have to break him out of it and try to go save Ashi or something. I kind of really want that to happen because again, I want bearded Jack back, and again, that's the Jack I'm waiting for. Not only is it shown in the original series, apparently in the comic books, which are apparently I think are still in continuity with this series. In the comic books, he ends up with the crown, with the beard, and everything. He's still the King Jack. He's still King Jack in that one. So, I'm hoping they're going to stick with that. I'm hoping this guy is not going to screw that up. I want to see this happen. Also, I kind of wish there were more than one season. And I don't mean that just because, like, I want more, I just want more. No, I mean, like, imagine how cool it would have been if we had had an entire season of Ronin Jack, of just like armored samurai Jack. And I don't mean that in a way like Ashi kind of slowly trying to build Jack up, like help Jack become him again. And then like even like towards like, I don't know, I want to say the end, but get out of here. What is it? Like kind of see him like, and like Aku like learning that Jack didn't have his sword, and like sending out more forces to go attack Jack, or even like maybe even have more of the daughters of Aku, because those daughters have to die pretty quick. But it's like kind of have more of them come to like attack Jack and stuff, and you can see Ashi and Jack fight more, and then like towards like then right after that would be the last season, which would then be like the war against Aku, and Jack gaining back his white robe and everything. And then getting the sword like at the ending of the last season, and then going on. Like I think it would have been kind of cool, but like they kind of have to compile it all within one season. I think 10 episodes. I'm not sure, but gosh dang, this episode was fun. This episode was good, but like it's just like, please tell me you're sticking with like that is at least my biggest point in this. Is just like, please tell me you're gonna stick with the King Jack ending. Tell me you're not gonna go, yeah, we're retconning that, or we're not just gonna listen to that. Even though, again, the main series talked about it, the comic books talked about it. Freaking show us it. Don't be like, yes, nah. Like, no, I want to see him go through that time portal. I want to see him come back, standing up top, sword in hand, with the crown on his head, and the long beard, just like body, just like kind of cut up. You see the tattered clothing as he's gonna go fight Aku. Or like, one. I want to see that happen. Dang it. In any case, the episode was good. I like seeing Ashi summon her power, and it also makes a lot more sense why she could beat the living out of all those orcs in the last episode, or 2 episodes ago, and just like that bloody massacre, because she's just that. She actually is the daughter of Aku. She's basically a demigod or a demi-devil, a demi-darkness creature. It's freaking epic. I love that bit. I love Ashi and Aku's interactions with each other. Scaramouche just like still working on old information. Like Aku's like, he has the sword. Boom! Head explodes. Just like, bye, Scaramouche. Don't think you're coming back from that one. Oh, gee, it's just freaking funny. I see Aku do a little bit more, but yeah, I kind of really wish. I'm hoping they're not gonna backtrack. I hope not. I hope they're not gonna retcon it and say that's not his ending. No, I want that to be his ending. I want it to be older Jack, older King Jack with the beard. Also, when he was fighting with the sword, I didn't notice the sword switching colors this time. So either the sword is evolving and it only works against his enemies, and because he's fighting Ashi, she technically isn't his enemy, or the colorist effed up multiple times during his work. In that case, come on, dude. Really? Like, again, you're the first time you're editing and you see like, hey, it's yellow and black instead of black and yellow. I can switch this immediately. You're just like, F it. In any case, the episode was fun. It was awesome seeing Jack. I hope the last episode was like an hour long. I hope it's not just a half-hour one, because it's supposed to be the final episode. Okay? I want to see it as like at least an hour or 44 minutes or whatever. But tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Links are on my face. Subscription button's over there. I love this episode. I want to see more. I just wish there, like, again, I kind of would have loved to see an entire season where it was just Jack without his sword. And then, like, Aku learning this and like, holy crap, let's kill him! And then when he gets the sword back, he's just like, or something like that. I don't know. Like, you could have, like, this little bit happen in the mid-season of, like, the second renewed seasons. Like, it would be the mid-sixth season. Or maybe, like, you still have, like, the third to last or second to last episode. I don't know. But tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. What do you guys think is going to happen with Ashi and Jack? Do you think Ashi's going to be able to open a time portal and send Jack to the past, but also go back to the past with him? And because she's displaced in time, she won't age or something like, or like she can be in the past or whatever. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. For sure videos that I've done, links are on Facebook, your butt's right over there. And we will see you later. I'm the king, oh yes I am.